Let's shift focus to another race to power, the United States. From Iowa to New Hampshire, the Republican race for electing its presidential candidate is headed for South Carolina next. All eyes are now on the upcoming primary scheduled to be held on February 24th for the Republicans. The weekend saw Trump in a comfortable lead after winning at the New Hampshire primary. But for Haley, the stakes in this round are especially high, as South Carolina is the Republican leader's home ground. However, with less than a month left in the primary, a recent poll spells bad news for Trump's competitor. The poll conducted by the American Promise and the Tyson Group reveals a significant lead for the former U.S. president and reigning favorite. Trump has the support of 58% of likely voters in the South Carolina Republican primary, but Nikki Haley, who served as the state's governor from 2011 to 2017, only has the backing of 31% voters. The remaining 11% voters remain undecided. But the polling results seem to have no bearing at the war of words both leaders indulged in over the weekend. The competitors left no stones unturned in taking a swipe at each other in their respective election campaigns.
We're beating everybody. We're beating her by a lot, but we're beating Biden. She can't beat Biden. The polls are showing, the most recent polls, because she doesn't have Republican support. You know what she doesn't have? She doesn't have MAGA. She doesn't have MAGA. There's no MAGA. The radical left Democrats want Nikki Haley because they know she's the easiest person to beat, and she will. She doesn't have Republican support.
We had moved 25 points in the 3 weeks leading up to the election, and Donald Trump was totally unhinged. Unhinged. He was a bit sensitive, and I think his feelings were hurt, but he threw a temper tantrum out on stage, seriously, threw a total temper tantrum, and was talking about revenge.
Meanwhile, the Democrats were not missing in action in South Carolina. U.S. President Joe Biden was also seen addressing a campaign rally ahead of the Democrats' party primary on February 3rd. While the U.S. president stares at an easy win in the upcoming primary vote, Biden made the most of trying to appease the black voters in South Carolina ahead of the November presidential elections.
Trump and his MAGA friends are determined to take away your freedoms, like the freedom to vote. Trump brags about taking away a woman's freedom to choose. And now they're hatching a plan for a national ban, I won't let that happen. Are you with me? I've made it clear. If MAGA Republicans try to pass a national ban on abortion, I will veto it and consider that a promise made, and a promise will be kept.
Now, to get you more insights, let's quickly explain to you what a primary is all about. It is a method to choose the presidential candidate. The presidential nominees are selected by the respective parties either through caucuses or primaries. Now, primaries are run by the state of local governments, unlike caucuses, which are privately run by parties. Now, voting in primaries are conducted through secret ballot system as voters head to the polling stations to cast their vote. Some states allow any voter or any affiliation to vote in the primary or any party. Now, this is an open primary, while in some states only voters registered with a given party can vote in that party's primary, and that's a closed primary. Now, voters do not directly pick candidates to advance in general elections. Instead, they choose delegates, who in turn choose the nominee at the party's national conventions, the next phase of the presidential race. The more populous a state, the more delegates it sends to the conventions.